Hello everyone, welcome back to Acvis Africa. It's Dixon here again with you from Triple A Studio, and we're going to continue our animation series that we've been working on. So we basically brought this model from Revit into D5. Then we brought these objects, we brought the cars and furniture, some of them from 3D Warehouse and also from Studio Max, 3D Studio Max. And then we applied materials on our building. We had a look at how to add PBR materials and get this kind of textures here as well. And then last week, we also had a look at how to create your basic animation. So we created something like this. And then we also created this one, kind of moving horizontally. And then also had a look at this scene as well. So today what we're going to do is that we are going to set up, let's go back to our camera view. And what we're going to do is that we will touch up on some of the materials, and then we will just basically try other camera shots as well. We will look at how to switch on lights on and off. I think that will be quite nice to see. Okay, and then how to move the car. Okay, so we'll have a look at that. As I mentioned in the previous tutorials, these flower pots here are not really modeled nicely. They are not modeled at all. But it's also because from this view, you don't really see it from the top. So there was no need for me to model it. Okay. So let's see. Let's try and add some materials to the car. If let's say you have a car from 3D Warehouse and you want to add some materials, how do you do it? Okay, so if we go to our assets, and by the way, D5 render 2.0 is in the beta testing stage now, and I can tell you, you're going to love it. You're definitely going to love what is coming. I think the team is really doing well. So yeah, you must look forward to it. Okay, so when we go to the assets and we go to material, we can go to other, and you see car paint. So let's select the car paint and let's apply. You can see immediately we apply that car paint to it, and we begin to have the reflection and everything, you know, like how car will have that reflection. And then we can go basically to the material picker. We can pick the material and we can change the color. Okay, so we can begin to work on the color to a color that we want. Okay, so you can basically work around. And just to give you, you know, a little bit of some insight in terms of the 2.0, it is really going to be exciting. Some of these interface is changed. The way you can pick colors is changed. I'm excited. I'm excited, guys. I think that D5 is really, really pushing. So yeah, just follow. Immediately it's released, I am definitely going to do tutorials on it. I'm going to take you through the interface and everything. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, so you can basically begin to add your materials to the car. I'm not really like into like product in terms of cars and stuff, so I might not be applying the right kind of materials to it, but just to show you what is possible. Okay, so you see you can apply the mirror there, we can apply the glass there to it so that you can see as well. Okay, so just basically applying materials to it. Okay, so when you bring the cars in and you don't see the materials working for you in terms of bringing from 3D warehouse, you can definitely change it, and feel free to change it and make it yours. Okay. Can basically, so actually here, I mean, let's try that. Let's go to other, and let's give this like a self illumination material. And then if you go to properties, we can go to maps, and we can say emit light. Okay, and then you can basically add the intensity. Not bad, doesn't look that real, but not bad. I think maybe if we play with the color a little bit, maybe it can begin to give us a little kind of realistic to it. Let's see. Trying to change the color here. If we go to maps, yeah, so you can play with the color as well of the lights. But obviously this car, the quality of this model of the car is not that great, but that is how you could probably add light. If you want to kind of have the light switched on, you could do that. It's not bad. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that we're going to set a view from the top. Okay, so let's just set a view from the top. And as I said in my previous tutorial, this model is not really that detailed. Okay, so let's have a view like this. And what we're going to do is just to save this view. And we do that by going to the list tab here and just click on the plus sign. And then we have, so if we click here, it takes us to the old one. We click here, it takes us to this one. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, let's try and kind of, I just want to rotate this a little bit. I just don't want it to be like a repeat of that, Control D to duplicate and just position it there. Okay, so if we are happy with it, we just we can just update scene. So you see the sync sign there. If you click on it, it updates that scene. Okay, so let's try and animate, kind of create an animation of this shot. Okay, and what we're going to do is that we're just going to kind of come from the top, come in, and then see the car moving. So let's sync this again. I just zoom out a little bit. Okay, let's go to render, and then we go to video, and we click the plus sign to create a new scene. And then I'll just click on this, and as I said, I normally like using the WASD when I'm doing animation. Okay, so I'm pressing W now, and it's taking me closer. Okay, and I'm just going to press again there. So now I have something like this. Okay, great. Also, I think the best way to create animations is to watch how other people have created different shots, watch kind of how short films are created, and then see the time frame. So maybe this kind of feels a bit faster. You can change the seconds here to maybe like 9 seconds, and then immediately you see it slows it down. Okay, but I think these are things that you can learn from films, short films, and other animations that you've watched, and then you'll be able to kind of see how to create this kind of scenes. Okay, so what we're going to do is that we're going to click on the car, and immediately we click on the car, you see that you have a different kind of items here that shows you the location of the car. Okay, so what that means is that I can say right now the location of the car. Okay, so let's say if we move the car, you can see as we're moving it on the y-axis, you can see where the car sits. Okay, so you can see that the car is moving on the y-axis. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that we're going to click on add a keyframe. So it means that once we add a keyframe, we are basically telling the car that at this keyframe, the car should be positioned at 675. Okay. Then I'll move the car to, let's say, 2.6. Okay. Then I move my animation. I move this to, let's say, there. Then I add a keyframe. Okay. Then again, I take the car. So now you see it's at 2.6. I'm going to move the car forward. Again, I'm moving it forward. No, I'm making a mistake because I'm moving it on the Z is also moving. So let's just go back. You see the car is going back. Okay, so now let's move it. Okay, so I made a mistake. The Z is moving. So let's delete the keyframe. So if I click on that, I can just delete the keyframe. Or I can reset actually. Reset. Okay, so I've reset it. And then now I just need to make sure that I'm only moving on the y-axis. So I'm going to add a keyframe. Okay. And then I'm going to make sure I select only the Y. Just make sure only the Y is moving. Okay. Then I move my camera. So let's say here. Then I add a keyframe. Then again, only on the Y. Make sure the Z is not moving. Z is not moving. Okay. Then I move again closer. Then I add a keyframe. And then again, I move it. Only the Y. Okay. Then I move my camera again. Then I add. Okay. So now if I go back there and I play, you see my car is moving. Okay, very, very, very simple. Okay, so that is how you move an object. Okay, so we can actually, once we are like here, we could actually also move again, like let the car just pass. Okay, and then move the camera again to maybe here, add a keyframe. So now if you go back, you see that's the car. If I click, there you go. There you go, beautiful. The car just moves out of the scene. Okay, so what we're going to do also is that in this same scene, what I did was that I switched on the light. The light was off and I switched it on. So let's see how are we going to do that. So if we move closer to the light and we go in there, we've got the lights there. We need to find the light. Let's go to, we need to find the lights. Okay, let's see, where is that light? Okay, there is that light. Okay, great. Okay, so on the layer, on the list tab here, you can see there are the layers of the objects that are there. Okay, so it's quite easy. You can actually select it from here. Okay, so immediately, let's go back to our camera. Immediately you select the light, you can see also that you have settings here. So I can switch it off. The light is off. Okay, so at this point, the light is off. And then I would say that as I move closer, so as I move closer, I want to switch the light on. Okay, so now if I play this animation, let's unselect the light. Okay, if I play this animation, you can see the light is gonna turn on. There you go. Very simple. So you can do this in your animations, in your rooms, you know. If you have an exterior scene or interior scene and you want to have the light on and off, you can easily do that. So let's say the other lights, so this light also there, I'm going to select that light. Okay, select the light, and then I'm going to switch it off. And then also almost at the same place where this one comes on, I switch that one on. Okay, so you see that if I press on the play, you see both of the lights will come on. There you go. Very simple, very simple, and but really nice and simple. So that is how you would basically move objects, okay, like cars and lights and all that as well. So if this car also was in not just a top view, but was in a view like this, and we also want to move it. So if you created a new scene, okay, it's the same process. So I would normally finish creating my animation by just clicking, moving the W to move forward. Okay, let's say like that, and I press again, and then if I click on the car. If I click on the car, I have the settings of the car's location. Then I can just basically, once you've created the animation, you can actually turn it to a position where you can see it properly. Okay, so then I'll do this, bring the car forward. Okay, sorry, let's go back. And then let's add a keyframe first. So I add a keyframe showing where the starting location is, 139. And then I move it forward. Then I move my camera there, like that. Then I add a frame. So now, if I go, let's reset that. Okay. Let's add a keyframe. Let's move the camera. Let's add a keyframe. Okay, so I'm doing something wrong. I think it's because because of the way I'm moving the car and the camera. It's just disturbing the frame. But I think what we did on this scene basically really explains what it means to move the car, and also to kind of have lights turning on. Okay, and then also what I added on this scene was that I just added some effects. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of add some effects. So I went to assets, and then at the material I went to particles, and then I added these effects there. So I just added that in, and so if we go to like the video and you go to the scene, from here you probably not see it, but let's go to the scene we created last week to see if we can see those there, that effect. Okay, so you could do that as well, but you can see in this scene the lights are off. These lights are off here, so you need to, when you're rendering this scene, just make sure if you want the lights to be on, just make sure you switch them on, okay, before you render that scene. And also the other one there, if you want them to be on, just make sure that they are on. Okay, so this one is on. So this one on as well. Okay, quite simple in terms of creating animations. Okay, and then the last thing that I'm going to show you, the last kind of camera that I created, not necessarily the last one, but one of the cameras that I created was that I'm just going to use the ASD. Also, one thing that you can do, because sometimes when you are scrolling or you are using the ASD, it kind of moves fast. Okay, so but you can control the movement. So if you go to camera, you can control your camera speed. So let's say if I increase it to 30, for example, you can see it moves very fast. Okay, so if I go to 3D, it moves very fast, like very, very fast. Just scrolling in and out, it moves fast, okay? And sometimes you want to slow down the movement, and the reason is because you want to get closer to something and you don't want it to pass it quickly, okay? So what you do is that you want to kind of slow down the movement of the camera so that it takes you slowly to the object. I like doing that, okay? So I'm going to go inside here. and then I'm going to I just want to create a shot. So I'm going to save this. Let's see, was it from here? I think it was this one, yeah. Because in the video, I kind of looked through the window to see outside. Okay, let's see. Maybe it's here. Okay. So I navigate through using the 3D and also the ASD. I use both of them. Okay. Okay, so let's just take it from here. I'm just going to add a view there, and you can definitely work on your materials. I mean, this tutorial was really about kind of showing you some things about the animation, so you can really feel free to kind of work on the materials. Okay, so you can go to create, and then we can basically create a video that almost take you outside like that. Okay, something like that. Okay, I also think that because of the control of the ASD, AWASD, it is quite nice to have something like this. So if I go closer like this, it'll be quite nice to also have a shot that you are zooming out. I think that is quite nice. By pressing S. So like this. I think that is quite a nice camera control. But I would definitely reduce the length of it to kind of give you that feel, of dragging. It's almost like you're pulling from something. I think that is quite nice. So yeah, make use of these camera tricks. There are quite a lot of good cinematic guys out there, and it's not just about ArcVis. I think also learn from film, learn from different kind of makers to be able to do this. One thing, look at this. I mean, the last thing, we could also, so we were here, we can go to camera and we can rotate the camera. So right now, the camera is at 0. Let's rotate it. And let's create a shot. So let's try and see what we get. Isn't that beautiful? You know, you can rotate the camera. I mean, I think the D5 team really is really showing us some interesting things, and really making things quite exciting. Let's just have fun here. Let's just have fun. Let's shoot, and let's go back to 0, and let's shoot again. So let's see what we get, what effect we get. So we're going to turn the camera, then we're going to go close, and then we're going to turn the camera again. Okay guys, once again thank you for joining me on these tutorials. I hope you are enjoying the tutorials. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. And if you have any comments, leave it on the comments. If you have any questions, leave it on the comments section, and I will definitely answer you. Yeah, next week we will just create the other spaces that we have. I had some kind of art shop, so we will create that shop and also create the animation for that shop. Once again, thank you, and see you again. Bye.